How do everyone, and welcome back to Royville Reads. And just got done with the book, so I thought I'd talk about it. That book is Stargate Rebellion. Now, this is not based off of what you think it's based off of. It's not based off of Stargate SG-1 with Richard Dean Anderson and Michael Shanks. It is based off of this Stargate with Kurt Russell and James Spader. This is a novelization of the movie written by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich. I have it. I have not read it. I've seen the movie probably 10, 15 times. And there's really little print. So I figured since I'd seen the movie, I'll probably read it someday, but I just haven't read it yet. Anyway, so this book is kind of a sequel to the movie. Well, it is a sequel to the movie. It's a direct sequel to the movie. It is written by Bill McKay, and he wrote a few of these. Actually, I think he wrote 6 of these novels. This is the first one. I do have the second one here. Really weird. He wrote 6 follow-up stories to the movie, and they are all one word starting with R. So there's like rebellion, retaliation, reconnaissance, retribution, ridiculous, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So maybe he ran out of R words, so he didn't write anymore. This is the only one I've read, though. So let's get into it. So it's a really good story. It takes off after the first movie, like I said, and there is an enemy that has been reawakened. Hathor, the destroyer of worlds, the goddess of love, Egyptian mythology. She is awakened and she wants to know what happened to Ra, her erstwhile lover, but also if he is gone, she wants to take over everything. So that's what's going on in the, bad guy side. And then on Earth, General West from the movie and obviously bureaucracy want to exploit Earth's new resource, Abydos, and the super fuel from the mine that was in the movie. So they send the Universal Mining Corporation to basically exploit, and they are, at times, it's almost mustache twirling villains. It was a little hard to take at times, and I can kind of see, however, that okay, let's figure this out. All right. So it's kind of hard to take sometimes because all of them were so bad and they wanted to exploit this third world country, this other planet. Now the planet's called Abydos. They call themselves in English Abydons, but all of the people from the mining corporation were calling them Abydabas, like Abydabadoo, Abydabas. So, yeah, that was a little hard to take. But then again, I can kind of maybe see it because our world does do things like that, sadly. But you still had the heroes, though, and they weren't like that. Like I said, Colonel O'Neill is back. Kurt Russell, Colonel O'Neill, Daniel Jackson, Share, Skara, Kasuf, Skara's father, and Share's father, Share. And then my favorites, Ferretti and Kowalski. I loved the movie, but I also loved the TV show Stargate SG-1. And it was really hard for me reading this book not to just automatically picture O'Neill with two L's instead of one in this. I had to keep kind of thinking, okay, this is Kurt Russell, this is Kurt Russell, this is James Spader. But that being said, I really liked this book. I like the interaction between the mustache twirling mining corporation and the Abadans and our heroes. I liked that the Abadans weren't played for stupid. They actually got something up on the mining corporation quite a bit, which was fun. I liked Hathor's kind of rise to power. It was small. There was a few scenes in it about it. It wasn't like some grand thing. She basically just had to kill a few people. If you are aware of Stargate SG-1, the bad guys are these serpent-like creatures called the Goa'uld, and they infest human hosts. In this, Ra was basically the only alien, and all of the gods like Hathor and Thoth, Apophis, and Anubis were cultivated humans. Basically, they were humans that had been not maybe genetically engineered, but engineered to be stronger, faster, more beautiful than the average ilk. And there are other planets, it talks about in this book, there are other planets that are inhabited, and I'm like, okay, are we going to start like going through the gate, kind of like in SG-1? It's actually funny because the first person that brings up doing things like that is Skara, the Abadan child, the Abadan boy, militia commander now, but he's the first one because he wants to go and he wants to rescue all the other humans like them from the gods, because they don't talk about or don't reference Goa'uld in here because the Goa'uld don't exist in this mythology. But I really like that. I thought that was really cool. The fight scenes, there is some fight scenes in it between not only the mining company and their kind of mercenaries and the Abadan militia. That was really cool. The negotiations were really cool. The things, obviously there's some fighting between Hathor and her forces and the United States forces. That was really cool. The book clocks in at, I just got done reading it. The book clocks in at 298 pages. I read it in probably a little less than a week. Really quick read. It's very fast moving. There's some good action, some great action in it. I thought if I had a critique of this book, it definitely needed, I keep sorry about that. All right. It definitely needed an editor. It was really hard sometimes with the double thes or the wrong tense being used or words just blatantly not spelled correctly or missing letters, punctuation not being used correctly or not being used at all. That was really hard. I really hope as I read more of these books that is corrected. We will see. But all that being said, I really recommend, if you can find them, they're very, very hard to find. I was able to find these three books at used bookstores. Every once in a while, I can find them at my local half price. I did find the other 4 books online, so I got them online. Hopefully they will come in okay condition. This one, actually, for as old as it is pretty good condition. This one as well. However, this one, yeah. But you get what you get when you get old books. Actually, part of this I did myself because I dropped the book. But yeah, so highly recommend Stargate Rebellion as a follow-up to the movie. And I will be excited to read the other ones. Well, that's all for today. So I just want you to remember to keep reading. Thanks, everybody.